Good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning into Network Live TV, where we're going to talk about how to increase your networking efforts locally, nationally, or internationally, as well as discuss things that will help you up your game online. I am here Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 11 a.m. Eastern. I am your host, Sabrina Watson, founder of NetworkLiveVirtually.com, where you can grow your business through creating live virtual relationships all over the globe. Our meetings and membership are totally free, so don't miss your chance to network with us and build relationships with amazing people, like the two that are here today that I cannot wait to tell you about. I also want to let our audience know that we are looking for people who are absolutely serious about building their brand and their businesses while establishing their authority and creating a larger circle of influence. The people we're looking for are going to have three main qualities. They're going to be a team player, self-motivated, and dependable. So if you feel like you have these qualities, please reach out to me and let's talk about the benefits of being a host with NetworkLiveVirtually.com. I want to thank my guests that are here today, Miss Jenny Carr and Miss Sue Fleckenstein. Good morning, ladies. What's going on?
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
I'm so excited that you're here. Where are you guys at? Where are you located, Jenny?
Typically I'm in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, but we are renovating our house. So I'm here in the mountains of Victor, Idaho. I've got like cockadoodle-doodles going off around me and horses and cows. It's a very sweet town.
So how are you renovating the house in Wyoming while you live in Idaho? How exactly does that work?
Just a short mountain pass commute.
Oh, it is?
To my office and to our house. Yeah.
Okay. How about you, Sue? Where are you at?
I am out in the countryside in Ontario, Canada.
And what's your weather like?
It's trying to warm up. It was hot on Sunday. It's a little cooler now. We're still getting frost in the mornings, but it's sunny at least, but it's supposed to rain all next week.
Oh my God. I'm already up to 85 degrees every day.
Wow.
Oh, that would be so nice.
Yeah, well, that just means that 90 and 95 are coming for me, you guys. So,
yes.
Your 3 months of summer are my 3 months of hot.
Yeah, it's too hot.
See, I love it, but I have a great big swimming pool all to myself, and I move my office outside, and I work in my swimming suit all day long. And if I get too hot, I just go get in the pool for a minute, and then I come back to my computer, and then I go get in the pool for a minute, and then I come back to my computer.
That's nice.
So let me tell you guys, I want to introduce Sue. Sue Fleckenstein. She has a PLR business. So for those of you who don't know what PLR is, she's about to tell us. She started out online by being a freelance writer. She loves working from her home in the Ontario countryside with her husband and their black lab, Skyla. After being a freelancer for several years, Sue then turned to creating her own products and set up a successful e-commerce store selling private label rights content. And that, my folks, is PLR in a nutshell, private label rights. So Sue, tell everybody about that. Let's talk about that. What is private label rights? What does that mean?
Basically, that term applies to the license of content that you're going to buy from the website. And it's just going to tell you how you can use that content on your website, in your products, if you can resell it, if you're not allowed to resell it. So it's just terms and conditions of using a package of content that you're going to buy from a PLR seller.
Okay, so I'm going to put that in English for you. See, here's the problem with technical people. They can never bring it down. So I'm going to put that in English for Sue. And what she's saying is that Sue sells products, written products typically, could be videos products too, could be courses, could be blog posts, could be content for your website that you have the ability to buy and use personally on your site or in your business, and in some cases have the ability to resell it if it's a course. Correct, Sue?
That's correct, yes.
Okay. So did I get that dumbed down okay, Jenny? How'd I do?
That was perfect.
I have to do that with everybody. I really do. I have some really high-level web guys, and they'll be like, well, you got to do this, you got to do that. I'm like, whoa, hold up. Because nobody knows what that is. We got to back way back down. So I wanted to make sure that I explained that very well for Sue. I'm going to let her tell you all about how she started. But first, I want to take a quick moment and introduce you to Jenny Carr. She specializes in removing inflammation from the body through clean eating, movement, and elegant thinking. Oh, you're going to have to tell us what all that means. Fiercely committed to helping people of all ages gain health and vibrancy, Jenny has created a number of options to help you live life to its fullest. By removing inflammation from the body, Jenny guides her clients into new levels of self-care where they discover a heightened sense of joy and well-being. A certified professional trainer, health coach, fitness nutrition coach, and DISCA giver. What is that? Jenny, you're going to tell us. Jenny uses many tools to help her clients meet their individualized goals. And you can contact her to empower yourself and transform your health. So let's talk, Jenny, let's talk for a quick minute. I want to know, you said there are two things I want to know about here. I want to know what a Diksha giver is, and I want to know what elegant thinking means.
Ooh, beautiful. Those are the two those questions. So Diksha is a form of energy. It really comes from a higher intelligence, whatever that may be for each individual person. And it's just a transfer of energy. Really simple. I've been doing it for a number of years. I've traveled to India and studied twice the last couple of years. And it has created profound shifts in my well-being as well as my family and loved ones around me. So it's been a really cool experience. And
wow. You've traveled to India twice?
I have, yes. Mind-blowing, life-altering trips. Very cool. Very cool.
Oh, I could totally see this being mind-blowing and life-altering. Yeah. So how do you coach people? How do you work with people? Give us a little background on you and how you work with people.
Yeah. So I have kind of a couple of organizations underneath Jenny Carr. I work with people, adults, individually, one-on-one, to coach them by removing the inflammation out of their body. And I like to tell people, to be healthy, to take out all those inflammatory foods, you don't have to eat kale salad every day, right? You can be really creative and still have your brownies and your cakes and your cookies. I help people learn how to swap out the inflammatory foods like the processed sugar and the flour and the butter and, all of these foods that really inflame people for non-inflammatory ingredients like raw honey or pure maple syrup. Mm-hmm. I use almond flour and coconut flour for the flours, coconut oil for the fat. So there's so many ways to be creative in the kitchen that are simple. And I really like to try to help people ignite their creativity in the kitchen, also help people streamline in the kitchen. One of the tricks, I think, for keeping clean eating a lifestyle, a lifelong habit, is how do you make it a reality, right? Like, how do we actually prepare all of our food all the time, or learn how to go out to eat if you are going out to eat? And so I coach people through that. I typically meet with people on a weekly basis, sometimes every other week, or depending, it's very individualized wherever people are at. And the elegant thinking and the movement component, I'm a certified personal trainer, so I prescribe movement for people that meets their individual goals, right? I used to run marathons, and I was a Division I Nordic ski racer. And when I live in Jackson, people are very hardcore athletes, which is wonderful. It can also be, harmful on the body to have that much pounding. So I help people with restorative movement. People who are sedentary, I give them little tricks for moving their body and having fun. And the elegant thinking piece is simply, when we change our diet is so connected to our emotions and our habits. There's a lot of addictions that are involved, especially with sugar. And so this elegant thinking piece is a combination of mindfulness and, really catching kind of the stories that we tie ourselves into with our mind and our ego. Some breath work, helping people reduce stress. So I always say that finding balance is actually a verb, right? Balance isn't a noun. It's not something that we find, we do it. We do balance. And so how do I help people find, do the balance as they remove stress from the body through all these modalities? So it's a lot of fun. I love working with people. And then I also have a business called The Clean Eating Kid underneath the Jenny Carr Health. And I was a teacher for 10 years. I'm so passionate about helping kids. And so that's just very similar concepts, just meeting with kids and helping them, educating them, making the connections with, their tummy hurts, they don't feel good, and look at what you ate yesterday. So just helping to educate them along the way.
So I want to ask you this. I'm going to ask you this for Sue's sake, because I'm going to ask Sue a question real quick here in just a minute. Do you, and I know Sue knows what's coming. Do you blog?
I do. Well, a little bit. I have Jenny Carr Health. There's a blog on there, but I only have a few entries, so Sue, maybe you can help me with that. But I actually love to write, and I have a newsletter that I send out quite frequently that you can sign up for at Jenny Carr Health. But I love writing. It's been a matter of finding that tricky time, right?
Okay, there we go. Finding that tricky time. So Jenny, please feel free to share all of your links there in the chat, because this blab will be embedded also on networklivevirtually.com. So you'll want to be able to make sure that people can find you. And I just want to remind people that, again, a membership with networklivevirtually.com is totally free. So make sure that you come join us and meet amazing people in our virtual networking meetings. We currently have them on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. And we actually have 4, maybe even 5 new hosts coming. So there's a lot of stuff coming up and a lot of meetings coming up. So be sure to go check it out at that link. If you're not a member, join while membership is still low. Our rate is $1.49 for your first year currently to become a member. At some point in time, and I'm not sure when that'll happen, that will be going up. So you want to get in now. The reason I was asking you, Jenny, about blogging is that one of the things, or one of the services that Sue offers, is her services are twofold. So I'm going to let her explain both of them. But one of the things is that she sells products, obviously, that you can use for your blog. But the other item is she also looks for products to purchase to sell for others. Is that true, Sue?
As long as I can resell them as PLR, then yes, that's correct.
So tell us a little bit about both of those programs. How do you find products to sell? And how do you find maybe people to provide you with products? Let's talk about that a little bit.
Well, finding the products is just basically doing networking. And I mean, I have a big Facebook group too. And if I do need content, then I'll post in there that I'm looking for certain content. But most of my actual content for my website gets written by a writer that I've hired, and I've worked with her for now over a year. And so she does most of the writing for me, and it's just coming up with different topic ideas. It's probably the hardest part of the business. And then from there, we go in and we create the packs of the content. Most of the packs, we've kind of got a basic, a new format right now that you'll get like a report or articles, usually about 5 reports or about a 2,000 to 3,000 word report each month, or each product that I release. It comes with an e-covers. Then I turn the report into basic slides so that if you wanted to do a presentation, you can just add your own brand in, then you've got a ready to go presentation. I add things like tweets, posters for social networks, and then some images. And then what I've been doing too is I've taken the main points of the report and I turn them into a little video, and I give you actually the PowerPoint slides for the video, and then I'll actually make the video as well. So you can either use it as is, or again, you just go into the slides, add your own brand in, your links, and then you turn it into your video yourself.
That's a full-time job though, isn't it, Sue? Just doing all that work. I mean, even for the people on the receiving end like me, that's a full-time job, right?
It is. I mean, and I have 2 people that help me now because I couldn't keep up. I mean, it was just, when you try and be the one-man show, you end up, instead of releasing even one product a month, it comes to once every 3 months, once every 4 months. So yeah, I have 2 people that I use pretty much full-time, and it's been going on for almost a year now. And yes, I can get 3 or 4 packs out a month, and they're just smaller packs I do. Then the odd time I'll do like a really big bundle, and I'll put that on somewhere like JVZoo. And that's mainly just to find new customers. But yes, it takes a lot of time and work to put it all together.
Well, and the reason I'm mentioning that is I know I've bought several packs from you recently, and I've gotten one on my site in like, I don't know, 3 months.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
I was gonna say it's hard, even like when you've got the content, and I mean I do it myself. Like I'll buy other people's PLR to use for a couple different blogs that I have out there, and making the time to actually rewrite it, edit it, and put it on your blog. It's hard. It's just making that time every day. Like once you get going at it, it doesn't take that long, but it's just scheduling that time in every day to say, okay, I'm taking half an hour, I'm doing my blog post, and I get it done. And actually recently I've joined a 30-day blogging challenge to get me going. And that's helped a lot, but still I haven't done one per day. I'm still a couple of days behind.
So Sue, be sure to share your links in the chat box so people know where they can actually go find PLR, now that we're kind of explaining to them what PLR is. So Jenny, are you surprised that that product's available out there?
I actually did not know that product's available out there. No.
And what are, so not to give a whole lot of extra focus to Sue, I just am so fascinated with what she's doing. Like I said, I buy so much of her products. What are some of the topics, Sue, that you have available for purchase?
Okay, I've done green tea. I did one about how to get started on Blab. I've done a social media pack. I'm just doing, actually this week, a brand new one's coming out on turmeric. Why it's good for you and why people are using it for health reasons. They're putting it in drinks, things like that. Then there's a lot, like I have 4 main categories on the website. There'll be business, then there's lifestyle, which is more like a general one that has things to do with parenting, mums, seniors. And then I'll have self-improvement. And then the health one is my biggest category on there. I'm coming out with some products on walk-in. I've done primal fitness one. And then health.
But it's not just about health and fitness. Let's talk about some of the other stuff.
No, I mean, there's the business section that I've been doing a lot more. Actually, the one I just did last week was how to use Dropbox, because people, they know what it is, but they didn't really know how to use it to the fullest extent. So we just put together a report. And that was actually a topic request from one of my customers. And that's something that I do as well. If somebody needs a certain package, they'll ask me for it. And if I think, it's a good enough title, like the Dropbox one was a topic request, and that's perfect because, yes, I know a lot of people need that type of content. So I was happy to put it together. I'm going to do another one on how to use Evernote as well. I'm trying to focus a bit more on some business ones because I had so much health stuff that I didn't have as many business packs. So that's what I'm trying to do in the next couple of months, is do some more business ones. I'm planning one about how to use social signals for your website to get you traffic to your website. So there's a lot of new packs coming out in the next few months. I mean, and I always try and be like a couple of months ahead of time with my schedule and everything so I can get it all done in time.
So Jenny, let's talk. Thank you, Sue. I want to talk a little bit, Jenny, about, so are you doing coaching or are you selling products? How does your business work?
That's a great question. So I do both. I sell seasonal anti-inflammatory meal plans that,
oh, wow.
Yeah. So I was inspired to do it because I wanted to offer a service that could really change people's lives, that wasn't a massive financial investment. That also, again, went back to how do you make clean eating a reality in your household for your family? And so what this does is it's a 3-month meal plan. Every month you get 1 week worth of meal plans lined out. That includes breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert, and snacks for a family of 4. You get a grocery list that goes along with that. And unique to these meal plans, you get a step-by-step guide each month that tells you exactly how to make all of the foods for that week, for that month, in the kitchen in 2 short days, 2 short prep days in the kitchen. So usually they're around 2 to 3 hours each day. Typically a Saturday and a Sunday, but of course you can work it into however it works into your schedule. And by the end of that time, you have created meals for every single member in your family, 4 people. Again, for breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert, and snacks. And it doesn't have to be for a family of 4. You can have the recipes for fewer people, double it for more. But again, the idea is how do you make this quick, efficient, and truly unique to anti-inflammatory? Because when I began researching this, I saw a need for true anti-inflammatory meal plans. And what I mean by that is that they're free of processed sugar, free of wheat, or there's sprouted wheat a little bit, but mostly free of any sort of processed wheat. They're free of cow dairy. They're free of inflammatory oils or fats. And they're also free of, any highly processed foods with preservatives, etc. So I actually adopted this anti-inflammatory diet when I was very ill, and it turned my life around completely, mentally, physically, emotionally, symptomology wise. And unfortunately, when my son was very little, when he was 1, the first year of his life, he was extremely sick. We were in and out of hospitals, ICU for weeks and weeks at a time. And as I was adopting this myself and feeling so good, why shouldn't I do this for my son as well? And so as soon as we completely shifted his diet, packing his lunches, sending them to school, and his snacks, his symptoms, his everything he was struggling with also completely turned around. So I have experienced this firsthand, what it does for incredible health benefits. Again, both mentally and physically. You just feel so good mentally. You come out, a lot of people come to me who have depression and anxiety, and that just disappears. They end up losing weight as a byproduct of gaining health. People with high blood pressure, that goes away. Many people end up coming off of their prescription medications just because the cells in their body are literally regenerating. So it's food is medicine, as Hippocrates said, and it is truly incredible to work with people and help them, reverse autoimmune diseases or a host of different ailments simply by shifting up their food and giving them delicious food. So to answer your question, it is a product of the meal plan and service of coaching.
Yes. And actually, I like your meal plan product. So is that something that comes out once a month? It's a subscription-based model. How does that work?
It is. It's subscription-based. It comes out seasonally. So spring, fall, winter, and summer. And it's $19.99 every 3 months. It is subscription-based, and you can sign up at Jenny Carr Health. You can also sign up at www.cleaneatinghealthyliving.com. Those are the names of my meal plans.
Wow. I think that meal plan thing's pretty cool. Sue, that might be a little idea for you. And Jenny's.
Oh, I think I might need that myself.
Jenny's already got that hooked up. So you ladies might end up reaching out and connecting with each other. Who knows? You never know. Both of you are such fascinating topics and subjects for me. Like I said, I buy a lot of Sue's products. I can't manage to get them up, and that's my problem. So I'm going to start working here shortly with a VA, with one of our members, Brooke Borup. She's setting me up with a VA, and I'm going to try to just offload one item at a time. But I got to tell you, it's to run your own website and to find content and to eat properly while you're doing all that stuff, because those of us that are self-employed, I mean, we run 12 hours a day. Would you guys agree? Do you run 12 hours a day?
Pretty much, yes. Try not to, but yes.
I've got 2 little kids, so it's a little bit of a different, but yes, it is a ongoing quest for sure.
So how do you guys, you're both solopreneurs, entrepreneurs online. I'm going to ask you this, each of you. Jenny, I'll let you go first. How do you schedule your time all day long, and how do you find time for relaxation, and how do you find time for work, and how do you find time for your family?
Yeah, that's a great question. One of the things I walk my talk in this world of anti-inflammatory eating and lifestyle. And so self-care is something I'm always promoting with my clients. And I have to do that myself to be on my best game, to be my best coach. And so I consider it work. And I recommend this for any entrepreneur. When you can take care of yourself, you become your best self, and the work that you can give to others, it will show. And so I every day, set aside time for breathing and relaxation and taking a walk, getting some exercise, making sure my food is prepared and ready to go. It is literally part of my work, and equally for my kids and my family. So that is a piece of my day every day. I've been trying to set aside a few hours every week. That's to go on a bigger adventure. I live in the mountains. I love the mountains, and I love just being out in nature. So setting time aside for that to really ground myself. But that part's a little bit more challenging, but I'm very proud and happy of the way that I've been able to, just again, look at it as work. I am doing my work by taking care of myself.
So do you take the time to like schedule out your day, or how do you do that? I mean, because do you schedule out 12 hours a day?
No, well, because I have clients that I'm working with, at my office, and also over the phone. I have clients around the country and even in a few different countries other than the US. So I just use my calendar on my phone and iPad. Thank goodness for that. I would be lost without it. And so within those times, I have my clients scheduled, and then I have time scheduled for writing, which unfortunately that's the one that's been put to the wayside a bit more than I'd like recently. But within that, I literally will schedule here, going for a walk from this time to this time, going, making food from this time to this time. So I write it down.
And what happens when your apple cart gets upset?
My apple cart gets upset.
What happens when that plan gets upset? How do you then compensate? So instead of 12 hours a day, now it's a 14-hour day?
Not necessarily. I really just prioritize and again, I prioritize what's necessary, because my health was so compromised and I have been able to heal myself through the self-care. That is a priority. Working with my clients one-on-one, that is a priority. My meal plans and cooking, those are a priority. The other job I have is to write, and unfortunately, that's the one that kind of ends up going by the wayside, which if any of you have any tips for that, I would love to hear it. But it's really prioritizing what's most important.
So Sue, do you have any tips for Jenny when it comes to writing?
Just, the biggest, when I used to do freelancing and I was trying to get my PLR business up and running, the only way I managed to do it was to schedule myself in as my own client. So I said, okay, I just hired myself as my client, and this is the amount of time I'm going to write, either per week, per day. And that is how I did it. Otherwise, I always put my stuff to the bottom of the list every day. I just went to the bottom, and of course, 6 months went by and I hadn't done anything for that end of my business.
Mm-hmm.
What a great mind shift. I love the piece where you said, as your own client. Yes. That was good. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so she actually schedules herself in. So let's talk about your day, because I know as an entrepreneur, Sue, I know that you're running 12 hours a day too, right?
Yeah, I mean, I try not to, but there are some days when, yes, you do. The thing that I do is I schedule it out. I have a monthly planner on my desk here, and on top of that, I'll have my to-do list. And, the to-do list may change every single day, depends what comes up. I try to be very flexible and open with, if something comes up, then, I could just move things around. But I try and plan out my content. At least right now I'm into the middle of May. So I'm doing about a good month ahead of time. So I know exactly what I need to get written and what to give to my VA. And, so I have my plan of attack there. And yeah, I mean, because my husband's home as well. Like I feel terrible if I don't want to ignore him. But at the same time, you're trying to work because you're trying to make money and everything else at the same time. So, I mean, right now, I haven't even really been starting work till around 9 o'clock in the morning. I mean, I'll get up and in between coffee, I'll come and check emails in case there's, questions from customers, and I'll get those done at, about 8 o'clock or so. But I don't actually come and sit here till around 9 o'clock. I've made a point now of taking a lunch break at the same time. So I'm not, because otherwise I have some joint and inflammation issues myself. So I can't sit here too long because I just get too stiff. So I'll make sure that I take a lunch break. So I do mix up my day. Like I'll work for maybe 3-4 hours, take a break, then do another 3-4 hours. I try and finish by dinner time. I don't come back after dinner. That's it, because things can wait. That's why, I mean, I had to teach myself that too, that, you don't have to be chained to the computer and things can wait. And like yesterday is a fine example. My husband had foot surgery. We had to go back to the doctors. The 2 hours that we thought it was going to be turned into 5 hours. I didn't even get home to start work till 1:30 in the afternoon. I wasn't going to sweat it. And I thought, you know what? I could have said, I'm going to work till 8 o'clock at night, but I didn't. I was finished at dinner time, and that's it. Today I'll do catch up. And when I do that too, then I'll find that some of the things I thought were a priority and needed to get done aren't as important as I thought. And a lot of things too, they can get done faster than you think sometimes. But now my biggest two tools are my calendar that I print out every month, and I write out exactly what I'm releasing, the things I'm going to promote from other sellers, and then my daily to-do list, which I always update before I finish for the night.
Wow. So I'm going to ask you this both again, and I know that I'm just like beating you guys up with this, but I think it's really important for so many people, particularly in our communities who are all solopreneurs, to understand. So Sue, you said you take that calendar, you update it the night before, and then you print it out the next day.
I handwrite it. I have my to-do list that I handwrite every single day because I just find that way it just sinks in your brain that what you have to do, and it's on my desk. So when I turn on the computer first thing in the morning, it's right here in front of me, and this is it. This is what I have to do. 1, 2, 3. Then I have the monthly planner that every month I print one off. I think it's from Calendar Labs. It's just a blank calendar, and then I write in exactly the things I have to do, appointments we have, the products I'm going to promote, my products that I'm releasing, anything like next month. We've got my son's getting married, so May is like a super, super busy month. So I'm already adjusting things for that schedule. But I just print the calendar off once a month, and then I just scribble notes all over it. So
then do you keep a spot in your calendar for emergencies?
I deal with emergencies as they crop up. Like I said, like yesterday was a fine example. The whole day got changed, and it was just like, okay, don't sweat it. I'm going to go because family is always first, no matter what happens. I mean, they come first. If something comes up or you get a phone call from one of your kids, okay, put things on hold, deal with it, and then you get back to work.
Absolutely. So what about you, Jenny? Do you have a calendar for the day? How do you manage your day?
I do have a calendar for the day, and I love what Sue is saying is, there's this aspect of kind of just getting in the flow and going with the flow, and you have your to-do list, and my clients that I'm working with one-on-one, I have some recipes that I need to make each day. I have my 2-year-old and my 6-year-old son and my husband and my own self-care. So it's, there's my priorities, myself and my clients, my family, and beyond that, it's getting in the flow. And really for me, it's a lot about inspiration and what kind of comes to me every day for inspiration.
Awesome. So Jenny, products and services that you have available to offer, and where can we find them?
Yes. So I have a number of different packages offered at jennycarhealth.com. I also just sell one-on-one, I call them inflammation education consults, where you can kind of learn about the top inflammatory foods, how they are affecting you, and what are some great food swaps to swap them out. I give you lifestyle tips, movement tips. If you want to dig deeper into the elegant thinking world, then definitely signing up for a package is the best. There's the clean eating, healthy living, anti-inflammatory seasonal meal plans. That's a mouthful. You can find everything at www.jennycarhealth.com. There's links for all of it. And again, I work with kids under the Clean Eating Kid. I've presented at a number of schools, and I actually do a lot of different presentations and workshops as well. So always open to that. And then the last thing I want to just share, I've been recently doing a cleanse, which I don't typically do a lot of cleanses because I believe in cleansing yourself through your lifestyle, right? Through your diet. But I've done a cleanse, this 10-day cleanse. I'm in it. And I have honestly, I don't know that I've ever felt this good. I feel incredible, more so mentally than anything. Like this wave of any sort of stress just kind of came right off my body in day 2. And with that cleanse came a $50 gift card for 50 people. And I'm happy to share them with anyone. You can email me at jenny@jennycarhealth.com. I highly recommend this product. It is completely in alignment with what I do. So again, you can email me the top 50 people. I'll send you the gift card.
Ooh, so as soon as we get an opportunity, I will post that in our group today so that everybody knows about that top 50 people offer. Yeah. Sue, products, services, what do you got? What do you got special on the chopping block right now for those of us that use PLR?
My latest product right now was the How to Use Dropbox. So that's still available on the website. This week's coming up is turmeric, the golden spice. That will be released on Friday. Mm-hmm. You can find all my products at http://buyplrtoday.com. And then I also have, it's for people, like I said, you buy the PLR, then you get stuck with how to use it. So I put together a 30-day PLR challenge. And each day you get an email that takes you maybe 10 to 15 minutes to get done. And it's all with little tips on how to use your PLR. And you can get that at plrchallenge.com, and it's free. And at the end of the challenge, you actually get all the emails combined into a PDF, so you can print it out and have it for reference every day.
Oh, wow. That's cool. Because I know I have your PLR challenge. I guess I missed the PDF or I didn't see it, or who knows? You know what I mean?
Yeah, we just put that in. I think it just went in last week because a few people were asking for it, and some of the emails don't always go out for some reason, so somebody's missing one or two. So at the end, actually it goes to 33 days now. So on day 33, you get the PDF of all the emails, so you have a nice reference there.
Well, and I think that for so many of us who use Gmail, God only knows whether or not you're getting your email.
I know.
Because I certainly don't know. I mean, I know that I had to reach out to you because I wasn't getting emails, and I couldn't. Some of them weren't in my spam or my trash. They were nowhere.
That's strange.
And and sometimes I found with Gmail, and I really think this is Gmail. I'm just saying this, throwing it out there to the Gmail gods. Sometimes I know that I will get an email and that it's sitting in my box, and I can go back and use it when I need it and find it, and I will go back and it's gone. It's just poof. I'm not kidding. Have you guys, either of you used Gmail?
I do. Yeah. There's a few tricky components to it.
Because I think so many of us have so many email addresses these days. I find that it's just easier to forward that all to Gmail, where I've got it in one spot, and Gmail kind of does a good job filtering, but I notice that I have to go in and check in my promotions folder periodically because stuff that I do read ends up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you can pull it over into your main tab.
Yeah, right. But I find
and then it should stay there.
It doesn't stay there though. Nope. Because your stuff's been pulled over a dozen times.
Oh.
And stuff from Danny Johnson and other people whose stuff I read on a daily basis has been pulled over and pulled over and pulled over, and it does not stay there. So that's my Gmail glitch for the day, you guys. Okay, ladies, once again, I just want to make sure that our audience knows that you can find us all at networklivevirtually.com, where we are going to be networking. We network live with video and audio at least 3 times a week. We do exchange contact information. We've got about a dozen countries now that are attending, with almost 1,000 registered users of our networking groups, and they just pop in periodically when they have time. And that's the beauty about networking virtually, is if you've got a moment, I don't know if you ladies even scheduled that in. So I should probably ask you about that. I am going to ask you about that, but even if I want to make sure our audience knows, if you've got just an hour and there's a networking event happening on networklivevirtually.com, you can just log in, network for an hour, exchange contact information, and reach out and meet amazing people. So I want to ask that question of both of you. How do you guys network now? Sure. Go, Jenny.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Sure. Okay. A lot of networking for me happens through, word of mouth is very powerful. And I think that's probably the strongest networking that I have had the opportunity of gaining. And then I do a lot through Facebook, just happens organically. I need to learn more about Instagram and all the other Twitter accounts. I have one, but I'm not very good about using it. So that's on my to-do list. And I think that's, B School with Marie Forleo that I met you, Sabrina, at has been a very great way to network and just a very positive group of people. So that's been a lot of fun.
It is. Do you find that it's difficult as a home-based entrepreneur to get out and actually network?
Yes and no. I think I'm out with my kids a lot. And so in that aspect, being in the school community and other parents and moms, not so much. On the other hand, I do work from either my office or home, depending on where I'm at. And there's not a huge presence. I've had the blessing to be in a few magazines and articles, which has helped. But just bit by bit, I really think, it just comes from a lot of different angles for me.
Mm-hmm. So how about you, Sue? Do you find difficulty networking?
Time-wise, yes, I do. I mean, I have to make the point of doing it. I know we scheduled this many times before and it didn't work out for a couple of reasons. But no, I mean, I do networking on Facebook. that's probably about it. And then I've been trying to get onto some of the Blabs and things like that, which I've done. Actually, this year was my thing. I want to get it done, but at the beginning of the year, I had issues with mics and I had to get all that sorted out. So yes, I've been doing a lot more of this, and I do want to continue doing this because, you know, it's fun to do and it's really great to meet other people. And yeah, so I've done a few online presentations as well this year. But yeah, making time for it's hard. It's one of those things I keep on pushing down my to-do list.
Oh, I hear that. Yeah, it's one of those things that just keeps getting pushed down on all the to-do lists. So, but with the advent of live streaming, you guys, do you find a lot more opportunity with the advent of social media sites, live streaming, and virtual presentations? Do you feel like you're finding more opportunity out there?
Oh, definitely, yes. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think, you know, social media is a very powerful tool that can be used effectively. Definitely.
So you currently, Jenny Ford, let's just talk about networking. You currently use in-person, Facebook. Is that about it?
Well, I do have Instagram. I have some things up on Instagram and Twitter. I'm just not very good about updating it frequently. So I have some great articles that have been published. I've been published in Mind Body Green, and I think that, you know, a few bigger blogs that people sends people your way is an incredible way to network. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. How about you, Sue? Social media sites? Which ones are you using?
I use Facebook. I mean, I'll tweet out my products, which is about all I really do on there. But Facebook, like I said, I have a big Facebook group too with just over 1,000 people in it. Yeah, and honestly, that's about it.
Okay, so no live local networking?
No, I haven't done anything like that. Not live local stuff, no.
Okay, but you are getting into the live stream arena.
Yes, I mean, I've done a couple of presentations on Zoom and then a couple of Blabs. So yes, and I've enjoyed doing both of those. I wasn't sure. It's always nerve-wracking to do the first few, but I've enjoyed doing them. So that's something that I'll look forward to doing more of for sure.
I think I brought you into the first live virtual Zoom, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Yay!
I was nervous.
I'm so excited to know that I broke you in and that you're moving on from there. So where are you finding opportunities to do presentations? Let's talk about that for a minute, because that might help our audience as well. Where are you finding those opportunities?
Well, I found them through you. I mean, I think Kat Sturtz found me through you, and I did a Blab with her, and then one of her viewers, Ellen Finkelstein, I believe it was, I just did a presentation for her group last week. So it's actually been through you. You were the one that started it off, and it's kind of, you know, it's going slowly, like I said, because it's something I keep on putting off. But, you know, yes, I mean, I found them all through you. Thank you. Oh,
no, you're welcome. I'm just curious, like, because, you know, that's my goal, is to be like the queen of live streaming virtual networking. So that is where I'm headed every single day. So those are the directions I'm always, you know, trying to get you guys. So yeah, loving to introduce everybody to everybody else. And so live streaming presentations, using Zoom to groups, live streaming using Blab. So there's a lot of opportunities out there in the live virtual world right now, wouldn't you guys say?
Yes, there are. And I've been learning and reading so much more about them. So I think it's a great avenue to continue exploring.
Yeah.
So Jenny, just a thought that I'm going to toss out here for you is there's a lot of situations where people can bring you in via Zoom and can actually put you on a projector in a room.
Huh. Wow.
So that's something that I've done with a lot of people. So just tossing that thought out there. If you need a little tech, let me know and I'll help you out with that. So ladies, of course, I want to thank you for being here and hanging out with me on Network Live TV. Again, Sabrina Watson here, the founder of networklivevirtually.com. I want to remind everybody that we are looking for hosts on networklivevirtually.com to run networking meetings that are very similar to this. Since we use Zoom, we've actually got 50 seats available, although we never use that many, and we are live with audio and video. So if you have not tried it, come join us and try it. You also do have the ability to exchange contact information. Want to thank my guests, Jenny Carr, Sue Fleckenstein, you guys for being here. Thanks so much. As soon as we get this uploaded, I'll put this in the group so the group gets an opportunity to learn a little bit more about you. So ladies, have a great day. And thanks so much for being here.
Well,
Okay,
bye-bye.
thank you.
I'm just
Okay,
going to stop
bye.
the recording.